Hello, my name is Sean Hooker and I'm Head of Redress at the Property Redress Scheme. I'd like to share my thoughts with you about the recent government response to the consultation on reform within the property sector for complaint handling and redress. As a bit of background, at the end of 2017, following a tragic year where we'd seen the Grenfell fire, the then Home Secretary, Sajid Javid, announced in a speech that he thought that it was a good idea to have a single ombudsman to cover all complaints within the property sector. In the wake of that, there was a consultation in early 2018 that asked some questions about how the industry and consumers wanted to see redress within the property sector. Along with you and many other organisations, we responded and we put forward our ideas of how we think and thought that reform should be undertaken. The government has now published their response, and we're pleased to see that the recommendation that they have is not to actually go down a single body, a single ombudsman, but a single access point, a service where a consumer can go and find the correct route to deal with their complaint. This is going to be called the Housing Complaint Resolution Service. And effectively it's going to be a single portal, a one-stop shop access to find out how to deal with a complaint. The complaints will still then be dealt with by the specialist organisations that have grown up to deal with the complaints within each individual sector. It will cover private rented, social rented and leasehold. In addition, the government want to see a new home build ombudsman service, effectively to hold developers and builders to account when the house is built from scratch and a consumer purchases it. Ultimately, if the government deliver on their home building programme, this service will be essential. In order to coordinate this, the government will set up a redress reform working group, of which we will be part of, along with the other ombudsman services and complaint services within the sector. Finally, their big announcement was that they wish to plug the gaps within the sector, and the biggest gap is that of the private landlord. Presently in England and Wales, if you are a letting agent or an estate agent, you have to be part of a redress scheme. However, if you are a private landlord, you don't need to be a member of any such organisation. The government wish to change that, and they will now make legislation to ensure that all landlords will be part of a redress scheme. Now, we realise that the sector has grown massively over the last 10 years, and that now the government estimates that there are between 1.5 and maybe 4 million private landlords out there. So to put together a scheme that will cover them will be a big challenge for us all. However, I believe it is possible to deliver, and that we wish to be part of that process, and we'll work with the government to make sure that this is fulfilled. In the meantime, we would like to encourage landlords who are out there, who wish to show their tenants that they are professional and that they are listening to their needs, to join a redress scheme on a voluntary basis. We at the PRS have always accepted landlords and other property professionals, as well as the mandatory letting agents and estate agents. So we are more than happy to welcome you as a private landlord as part of our scheme. It will be a way of preparing yourself for when mandatory redress comes in, and it will help you to build on a professional and a well-informed business model that will be robust for the future. Over the next few months, I will be updating you on the developments in this and making sure that you are up to speed with the possible changes. Now, this may take a year, 18 months or longer, but it is a move towards professionalising the industry. It is a move to raising standards, and it should be welcomed by all of the people in the industry that want to see a thriving, healthy market that serves its tenants and provides a robust and strong environment in which we can all work. Thank you for listening.